Oh, hi all! Welcome to Anime Art School. I'm your Sensei Boo, and in this video we're going to talk about warm-ups and why you should do it every time you sit down to draw. Grab a pencil and a pen and some paper, let's get started. First, we're going to start loosening up by drawing some circles. Why circles? We use circles and round shapes a ton when we're drawing anime. From the framework of the face to the hands and the eyes, round shapes are all over our anime art. Practicing circles while you warm up helps to draw better when you do these shapes later. Don't worry about making any perfect circles. We're not really interested in being perfect. We just want to be comfortable with the shape. Whenever you draw, you engage not only your hand, but also your arm, your shoulder, your brain, and your eyes. Just like if you're about to play some sports, you need to warm your body up to get your muscles ready so you can play without getting hurt. Did you know that you can injure yourself by drawing wrong? I have before, and it sucks. Warming up before you draw not only helps to keep your arm protected from injury, but it's also a super easy way to practice for the common shapes you'll end up drawing a lot. Let's go. You can see that I'm practicing drawing small and large circles. All of these different shapes will help us later when we really start to get drawing. Make sure you give yourself some time to warm up to where you're comfortable, and then we'll move on to some new shapes. Next up, let's draw some curved lines. Like circles, curved lines are all over anime art. If we use them to help us warm up, it'll be a lot easier to draw curves when we sit down to make some real art. You'll see curves in everything from characters' faces to characters' eyes to their hands to their clothing and their hair. Getting comfortable with drawing curves will help you a lot when you go to draw serious stuff later. Warming up can be a lot of fun and a really good way just to loosen up your arm and your hand. It also creates a really neat synergy between your brain, your eyes, and your hand. Have you ever sat down to draw and just not been able to communicate to your hand what your brain wants? Warming up is a really good way to help forge that connection and get better at drawing what's in your brain. Now let's work on some straight lines. Oh boy, straight lines. Don't worry about the lines being perfectly straight. If we really wanted that, we'd grab a ruler. What we want to do is get into the habit of making these lines now so they'll feel a lot easier later. We want to focus on drawing a fluid and relaxed line. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. That's what rulers are for. What we're doing is building up the ability for our eye to trust our hand to make the kinds of lines that it wants. This helps us to start building up muscle memory for our drawing. You don't even have to draw one perfect line. You can do several lines over each other to give the illusion of a straight line. This helps you to practice drawing lots of lines really quickly and in a short amount of space. Make sure you draw them from all different directions, up, down, side, side, and diagonals. Finally, let's draw some zigzags. These will help our hands to get used to sharp angles. Try to keep your lines flowing even if they don't look amazing. Warming up is never about how good your doodles look. It's about getting your drawing bits awake and working together to make art. We can also use our warm-up time to practice shapes and lines that will pop up in anime art all the time. It's kind of like cheating, but not really. Smart use of our time. If you warm up for a few minutes every day before you sit down to draw, before you'll know it, you'll have already improved a ton without really having to do much. Warming up makes sure that you don't get injured. Make sure that all of your brain and arm and hand and shoulder and eyes are all working together, and that you just get a little extra practice in. It's a really good way to get yourself awake and ready to draw. And with that, we're pretty much done. We're all warmed up and we're ready to start drawing. Feel free to use this warm-up as many times as you want. You can always come back to it. Thanks for coming to class today. I'll see you next time. Jeanne!